Hello, darlings. Adabers hai. Today, I am making a video about my experience of the Didar. I have some new subscribers to this channel who have joined me from different parts of the world, and they have requested to share my experience. So here I am. I'm extremely blessed and humbled to share that my daughter was able to shake Maula's hand, and as I was holding my son, facing him, and he was passing by us, he stopped at us. He touched my hand, and his hand also touched my son's foot, where he basically looked at me and said, "Handsome." So that's what he said about my son, and I was just looking into his eyes, and he moved on to other children, shaking hands with them, and interacting with them. And my daughter was one of them, and she got to shake hands with him as well, like I mentioned before. Alhamdulillah. We had, awesome Didar experience. I mean, Didar, there's no need to say, was awesome. And we just got really additionally blessed and lucky to have the additional experience that we had meeting with Maulana Shah Rahim Al Husseini. We were told that our gates would open at 1 p.m. and the gates would close at 3:30. So we were not given a Didar time, but we were told the we were told, like ballpark timings about how it would flow. So the gates would open for a couple hours or so, then they would close, and then we would have something called an intizari program, where we would recite salawat and other Islamic texts while waiting for him. So that happened, and I would say that Maula Baba arrived around 4:30ish, and then we were done with our Didar around 6ish, and then right after that we um, had our Jamaat Khana ceremonies there as well. Basically, we said both our evening duas in the same hall, and we were not really allowed to exit the hall, change, and all of that. So we just got it done all in one session. And then after the duas or Jamaat Khana ceremonies, we basically left and exited, wore our shoes, freshened up a little bit, and headed towards dinner, where we had pre-packed dinners to take home. And so for the kids, they had two options. I don't know what the other option was. I ended up picking the first option I found, which was pasta. And for the adults, they had vegetarian and chicken biryani. So we grabbed those boxes and headed home. And I think by the time we got home, it might have been 8:30ish or something. So that was our day. And luckily, we had traveled to the Didar with our friends. So all of our like 5 or 6 couples and their kids sat together, and that was such a blessing, because this whole, so many hours of intizari waiting in the hall, it was easier on us because we had each other with us, and we like all the kids were sitting together, the adults could chat with each other and encourage each other and just keep each other like motivated. The kids were sharing each other's activities and snacks, and so it was a lovely time spent there until it was time for intizari, and we started like prayers. So that was really nice. Other than that, I think I've covered all the details, but let me look at my book. Yep. That's about it, really. So I'm good. I covered all my points. So for the closing of this video, I want to thank those who have joined me from different parts of the world. And thank you for asking these questions. I'm really happy to answer your questions. I know that some of the viewers have connected with me from Vancouver, Canada, from Hyderabad, Pakistan, from Hunza. I mean, not Hyderabad, Pakistan. They were from Hyderabad, India, and Hunza, Pakistan. So I'm glad to see audiences coming and connecting with me, from throughout the world. And also, for closing, I'd like to say that I'll be making another video sharing with you all the events that led up to the Didar. There was so much going on in the Jamaat Khana in our community center, um, in terms of prayers and Shukrana prayers and Intizari prayers and many activities to engage the Jamaat. And I'll be sharing my experiences and what I had been doing in the time leading up to the Didar. So stay tuned. Bye.